The 13th win of the season for Ohio State in dramatic fashion in what is an instant classic. Ohio State over Alabama.
Big hugs for the coach as the Ohio State Buckeyes roll over the Crimson Tide, and our sports team is in the Big Easy with a big win.
That's right. Plus, the Scarlet and Gray prepare to go duck hunting. We're already sizing up the Oregon Ducks as we head toward the national championship game.
Quack, quack. Our 10 TV morning team right now is on the move with other stories happening around Central Ohio, but we're also in New Orleans as we look ahead now to the national championship game, but still savoring that wonderful win.
Savoring, yeah, awesome, because I think the pundits, as they say, would never have believed it possible. So we believed.
We did.
The dream continues for the Buckeyes. The nightmare starts for #1 Alabama. They are no more.
And count it down. The dream will continue in Dallas in just 10 days from now.
Yeah, and 10 TV's Jeff Hogan is live in New Orleans, where the Sugar Bowl celebration lasted into the early morning hours, as have you, Jeff. Good to see you still up down there.
I haven't slept all week. Why would I start now, you know? It's revelry, I can tell you, that should last well into the morning, especially when you have ample opportunity around a place like New Orleans right here. I love that announcer when he said, Alabama, they are no more. You know, like they just got obliterated off the map, you know? They just lost the game, and Ohio State goes to the championship. So if you're going to do it, you do it in that fashion in this game where you get such a great chance and a great opportunity. It's certain to send some ripples all around the sports world today. I can tell you who was not shocked, though, the players' parents. Didn't surprise them what went on here, because guys like Curtis Grant and Steve Miller, what important roles they played in this. Grant just stellar on defense. Miller helped the cause by intercepting a pass and returning it for a touchdown. I spoke to relatives of both of those players after the game, and elation and pride just doesn't even come close to describing their feelings.
I am so happy for him, full of joy. Couldn't happen to a better person nor a better team. So happy. Go Bucks.
Did you think that your boy was going to have to play?
I thought it was going to be a sack, not a touchdown.
Interception, return for a touchdown.
Right, right.
Did you know he had hands that good?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Well, she also shared a little bit secret with me as well. Steve Miller's mom said it was her birthday. So what a way to celebrate with a win like that, especially in a building where there's been so much heartbreak. You know, in 2010, they played Arkansas here. They won the game, but then that got wiped off the map by Tattoo Gates. It got incinerated out of the records there. But in 2007, they played LSU for the national championship here. That was just a bloodbath. Ohio State got a beat down against an SEC team once again. So they exacted some revenge out of the SEC in this one. And some of the LSU fans, I think, were secretly happy that Alabama went down. You know, Alabama kind of holds the flag for that conference, and down they went. As the announcer said, they are no more. Mike?
Championship bound.
And Jeff Hogan, we're keeping your seat warm here in the studio, but envious of your front row seat to last night's action.
Urban Meyer called it a sledgehammer of a game. What the Buckeyes did was use that sledgehammer to break apart a 10-game losing streak against the SEC. And what it means is, for the first time in 9 years, the Southeast Conference, or the Southeastern Conference, will have no say in the national championship. They won't have a team in it. So we're hitching up the wagons and heading to Texas, guys.
All right, Reynolds Travel just emailed me. Tickets are starting to go on sale at 8 o'clock this morning already.
Awesome.
Big game. Jeff, we'll see you back here, but meantime, CBS This Morning is next.
That's right, with the road to the national championship. It's going to be very exciting. Sugar Bowl upset all America's talking about.
So here it is. Enjoy your day.
If you close your eyes, does it almost feel like nothing changed at all? And if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like you've been here before? Oh, how am I gonna be an optimist about this? How am I gonna be an optimist about this? If you close your eyes, does it almost feel like nothing?
Those are live pictures of AT&T Stadium, where the national championship is on the line in just 13 hours and 49 minutes.
I love Carmen, Ohio.
I know.
I hope we get to sing it tonight. All right, Buckeye fans are pumped for this game. So are we, and we are known to get, not we, but some people are known to get a little rowdy,
fans.
right? Yeah, the fans are.
Yeah, there's no remorse about booing a notorious Buckeye hater who just happens to be covering tonight's game.
Because basically he's the genius behind this offense. I think the other key is to Ohio State. All it takes is one mistake.
Oh, yeah, you can't hear him for a reason. There's a tough crowd that makes sure you can barely hear what ESPN's Mark May is saying. Buckeye fans in Texas have been booing the analyst every time he goes on air to talk about the championship.
Well, we do want to hear from 10 TV's Jeff Hogan and what he has to say live in Dallas now with a unique view of what you'll be seeing inside that stadium tonight from Arlington. Jeff?
I'm among friendlies here, so hopefully I won't get booed like Mark May is getting booed for all that. But I'll tell you what, a lot of folks came down here. This building will be showcased on TV tonight. Folks from Ohio came down. They took the public tour. They wanted to see what the inside is all about. It is so impressive. I couldn't resist. I had to go inside and take a look. And I want to show you some of the pictures that I took while I was in there. Got a little bit behind the scenes and some of the things that you will not see on TV tonight. The first thing you notice is just how big the place is. According to Guinness, it's the largest air-conditioned room in the world. It's the largest dome on the planet. We know that. They replaced the Cowboys' end zones there with the Ohio State and Oregon logos, painted the sidelines, the team colors. They even dolled up the Bucs locker room entrance right there. Looks good. It's one of a kind, and it'll be a first for the players, too, who really had no idea what to expect.
I really am not all that into listening to a bunch of other stuff, but are they the one with the really big screen or something like that?
Yeah,
okay.
It hangs from the roof.
Yeah, I heard that it's a monster screen. Other than that, I don't know too much about them.
You don't want to use it there?
Yeah, that big screen that hangs up there. Let me tell you something about the big screen that hangs above the field there. It costs more than the entire old Texas Stadium cost to build back in the day when they put that building up. Another thing about TVs, it's in the Guinness Book of World Records for having 3,207 flat screen TVs in it, okay? And I know you at home are watching this right now, so you've got a TV screen in front of you, and you'll be watching this game tonight, and we've got you covered all the way through post-game and right into tomorrow morning when we figure out how this whole thing shakes down. We're live in Dallas. Jeff Hogan, 10 TV News.
Anticipation is building. All right, Jeff, thanks so much for that. But first, Mike Davis is on the hunt for ducks in the Weather Center. Got any out there, Mike?
Vintage guy with a vintage gun. So, you know, this is that old duck hunt game. Gotta love that. This guy kind of sniffing it around, looking for what's going on, chasing him out of the blind, and there you go. Oh, there we go. Pretty good. So that's what we're going to be doing all morning, kind of hunting for ducks, but we're also keeping an eye. Well, I was getting better at it, keeping an eye on your forecast as well. We have a winter weather advisory in effect for now. Some freezing rain, a problem out there. Back with a look at your forecast coming up next. And we'll take a look once more at what's going on with the OSU forecast. And you know what? We're seeing 38 degrees. OSU going to Dallas to play the Ducks tonight. It's an 8:30 forecast. Holy smokes, the Ducks flying in on me. I'm getting a little nervous. I think OSU will do very well. It's an 8:30 kickoff. It's a 7:30 Central Time start. So we'll be back with more right after this. Go away.
The chase is complete.
And the Ohio State Buckeyes are the first national champions of the playoff era.
They started as underdogs and proved the nation wrong.
And these guys can know that for the rest of their lives, they're part of history, winning the first college football playoff national title.
A family of national champions of college football. But the road to the title was a rocky one for the Bucs.
We believed and we fought through adversity through this whole year.
Making victory that much sweeter. As Buckeye Nation celebrates from hundreds of miles away, the Buckeyes are hoisting a trophy and securing their place in history.
And what a morning, waking up with a Buckeye win and proof that OSU is the best team in the country.
Yes, we are.
Thank you for joining us here on this historic morning here for Ohio. I'm Angela Ann.
And I'm Karina Nova in this morning for Jeff Hogan. Our 10 TV morning team is spread out covering the celebrations that spiraled out of control and the sheer joy for OSU fans this morning.
OH, and they'll fill in the rest.
What a sweet morning to wake up. This is the hot topic this morning. A Buckeye win and the title of national champions.
And a place in college football history for the Buckeyes. Fans raged overnight here in Central Ohio and hundreds of miles away down in Texas.
10 TV's Jeff Hogan was there for all of it. And Jeff, we know most of the fans in the stadium were Buckeyes. It has to feel almost like you're celebrating in Columbus down there.
It was a good time. It was actually about 60-40 Buckeye fan to Oregon Duck fan. That was my estimation as I looked around the stadium there. More scarlet than that green and yellow out there, certainly. And in this new world of college football playoff games, it means the top 4 teams get to prove it on the field. What better way to settle things and figure out who's best than the Bucks prove to the world they are the undisputed champion. They were hunting those Ducks with lethal accuracy last night, you could say that, and they showed them. Ohio State clipped Oregon's wings in impressive fashion, winning 42-20. Fans took great delight in this outcome down here in Big D. The celebration was unmatched, and it drained the masses down here, certainly emotionally, including that of 2 former Buckeyes who pretty much acted like they had just won the title.
It's changing my life right now, man. This is awesome just to be here, be a part of this atmosphere. It's something they'll always remember, the teammates they share it with. It's an awesome experience, man. I'm glad I'm here to watch it.
Hey, this is a place you spent some time here. Have you ever celebrated like this?
I really haven't. Never won a championship in my career, and this to me is my first. And I'm happy. I'm proud to be a Buckeye, baby!
All of Buckeye Nation, you can imagine, just as elated as Terry Glenn there and Orlando Pace, a couple of All-Americans of the past, because the Bucks, they did bag those Ducks right there inside AT&T Stadium. So a good time had by all. We're going to hear from some of the parents here coming up in just a little bit.
All right, we have our own newspaper right here, the Columbus Dispatch. Jeff, there you go. I'm sure you saw it, but it says undisputed champion.
So there are 2 versions out there. This is the one we're going to get at home, but Jeff, you've got the one that the players all got to hold on that field, so that's pretty cool. 10 TV's Tino Ramos spent the night on campus into the early morning hours, and Tino, you saw flames, pepper spray, riot gear. What else?
Yeah, you know, I have to say that for the most part, the fans really did a nice job here in the Columbus area, because these streets were packed with people, thousands of people who, for the most part, were kept in check. But you're right, police and fire did have to respond to a couple of trouble spots, not only here on High Street, but elsewhere.
Police were prepared with gas masks, armored equipment, and the readiness to react to a celebrating crowd here along High Street. Thousands took to the popular strip, with police saying they were forced to use tear gas to break up some of the crowds. It was a busy night for first responders, putting out fires that were started in dumpsters and front yards. And look at this picture. Fans were even trying to get into the shoe, but were met by police.
There were a lot of people trying to climb the gates to get into the field, try to tear down the goalposts. Some of the police sprayed tear gas or pepper spray or something.
Yeah, so it was kind of a difficult time for some of the fans here. We can also tell you they were at Mirror Lake. Mirror Lake is frozen, but they did get on it, and they had to use pepper spray and a little bit of tear gas to disperse the crowds as well. I do want to point this out. Now, police did not have to use the tear gas or the pepper spray because of violence that existed. They just wanted to disperse everybody out of here to make sure that no violence did occur. And for the most part, it did not. That's the good news. They should be proud of the celebration from Ohio State fans. The problem is, though, there is a little damage, though, from some of the fires that were out here. Reporting live on the OSU campus, Tino Ramos, 10 TV News.
And we do know the fans are the true heart of this team, and Urban Meyer's wife, Shelly, took time to thank those who couldn't make it to Texas, and she sent out a warning, too.
Thank you for being there, even though you couldn't be here in Dallas. We know you're back in Columbus, and you're having a great time right now. Stop setting fires. Just have a lot of fun. Thank you for believing in this team.
The crowds of fans did break up without any arrests just before 2 this morning, so they kind of followed the rules a little bit.
Yeah, well, the big story of the national championship is, of course, that Ohio State and their defense. Coming up, we will break down the big plays and what is next for our national champions, who are just waking up on top of the world this morning. Go Bucks.
crowned national champions.
This will go down as one of the great stories in college football history.
This morning, a victory lap from Dallas to Columbus.
My teammates
I love you, baby.
Now, as the championship dust settles, police work through the night to keep campus under control.
There were a lot of people trying to climb the gates to get into the field, try to tear down the goalposts.
What happened here and in Texas while you were sleeping. Plus, Shelly Meyer's message for Buckeye Nation as the road to the title ends with the Bucks taking a bow.
Elliott dodged the eye of this national championship win.
It's a capital I, too. The chase is over. The title is ours. The Buckeyes coming out on top of the world of college football. Boy, it's nice to see the coach smiling there, right?
So happy. National champions and a place in history for these underdogs.
The players, the coaches, and the fans, they all celebrated, including all of us here at home. And this win is for all of Buckeye Nation, including those who saw the players through thick and thin.
We want to go back to Texas with 10 TV's Jeff Hogan with some very important and proud people celebrating this morning. Jeff.
Yeah, no tear gas here like I'm hearing was going on back in Columbus on campus there, but there were tears of joy from what happened inside AT&T Stadium here for the Buckeyes. And they ran the table on the last 3 trophy games of the season, and their big trophy was a stuffed duck after this one right now last night. Now, parents of the players have been by their kids' sides through it all. We know that. The unlikely rise from an early season loss to Virginia Tech to the sweet taste of the Sugar Bowl in New Orleans to the ultimate prize captured last night by shooting down the Ducks of Oregon with some record-setting performances. It's one Buckeye Nation can just tuck away forever and enjoy, even if it isn't totally sunk in yet, moving some to tears as you see.
You run the table here at the end of the season. That's pretty special stuff with a third-string quarterback.
Very good, very good. That tells you that you never know what will happen. Now, I want to know, do I get to go to Disney too?
What were the emotions like tonight for you?
I'm so emotional right now. Oh my God, I don't know what else to say.
What are you thinking about that makes you emotional about this?
How hard he worked to get here. And the fact that he's an MVP of the first national championship.
Tyvis Powell's mom right there. Tyvis Powell, the defensive player of the game in the national championship. And Dre Smith, he wants to go to Disney. I can tell you, the Bucks, they may not go to Disney, but one thing you might expect when they get home today, don't be surprised. The Ohio State Buckeye basketball team has a home game against Michigan tonight over at the Schott. Don't be surprised if the Buckeye football team parades through that game at halftime with one certain piece of hardware in hand. That'll be very, very exciting. I'm Jeff Hogan, live in Arlington, Texas, 10 TV News.
By the way, our news team's done a great job covering the Buckeyes all morning, all the way from Columbus to Texas. So let's see if we can do this. OHIO. How about an O?
H.
I.
Oh.
That's awesome.
We did it. All right. Congratulations. And another great congratulations to the national champs. Of course, we're talking about the Ohio State Buckeyes. OHIO.
Go
and
Bucks.
Go Bucks. Come on and join us in the phone. We brought in Buddhist too.
Awesome.
Jeff
And we
Hogan's
got
back in
Buddhist
Dallas.
here.
He'll be back here on 10 TV. Have a great morning.
But it's still an unreal feeling, you know. Looking at all this confetti fall, and
This is a father. Come here.
and how all my teammates play.
I love you, baby. We are the champions. No time for losers, 'cause we are the champions.
Once you win a championship, it's like a blood transfer. You're forever related. You're forever family. This will go down as one of the great stories in college football history.